Hey Scorpio, we are going to do your weekly reading for April 27th into May 3rd. If this is your first time here, thanks for watching. I'm Ali from Indigo Ascension. I'm an intuitive energy healer. You can find out more about the work I do in the link below to my Facebook page and my website. This channel is primarily centered and targeted to empaths, intuitives and sensitives, those that identify as being on an awakening journey. A lot of soul message stuff comes up in my reading, so it's about integrating that into the everyday realities we find ourselves in, yeah? And that can apply across the board. So I pick up on a frequency, a storyline that might apply to you, it might apply to somebody you're thinking about, it might apply to a circumstance you've just come out of, a situation that you've heavily focused on. As I say in all my readings, whatever intention you bring to the table is what you will receive when you leave. So if you're looking for clarity, confirmation, healing, inspiration, that's my intention too. Okay, so let's check out your theme for the week, my lovely Scorpios. Angel assistance. Maybe you are connecting in to the etheric, okay? And whatever that means for you, it's about, you know, that high consciousness, knowing that something far greater than ourselves is real and true. And it is just the energy of faith, I think, in a very simplistic way, when we try and complicate life and try and put practical measures on so many things that don't necessarily even need to be practically measured. You know, what if it is just the energy of faith that sustains us through challenging times, dark chapters, painful experiences? Because as in life, you know, it is true, there is always cycles of light and dark, day and night. And no matter how dark life can get, the sun will always shine again. It always rises. You might be seeing feathers, symbols, you might be connecting into whoever feels like angels, and that doesn't have to be etherically or spiritually. It can be, you know, the angels, the human angels in your life, the animal angels in your life, those that have been sent by the angels, okay, are all relevant here. Let's take a look and see what the tarot wants to say for you, my lovely Scorpio. Taking that time out to gain center, gain wisdom. Maybe you're going through a chapter in your life where you are in review. You're wanting to know if everything will be okay. Have I made the right choices? And you're asking for signs from your loved ones that have passed on, from your angels, your guides, your higher self. There's a lot of beautiful rainbow energy here. You might get symbols of rainbows out there. There is so much Aquarian energy. Like a lot of similar themes are coming up. Every day I do these readings, there's like a theme for the day, and those star signs are getting. Yours is a little bit different. It's good to see. Yeah, it's similar themes. Page of Swords is communications, definitely. Okay, it's that something has sparked your attention. You know, something has made you see things differently, or suddenly pay attention. Okay, maybe you've had a dream, maybe you've been given some guidance of some sort, because that's what's underneath all this. Because this is some beautiful spiritual energy. What's going on for you is the star, represented by Aquarius, and what's crossing you is Temperance, which is represented by Sagittarius. Maybe Sagittarius or Aquarius are relevant to you, Scorpio, okay? But this is a time of spiritual healing and guidance by something far bigger than us. Coupled with your theme card, you know, this is a very soul space kind of energy week for you in many ways. You're needing to blend two things, is what I do want to say, the old you and the new you, the old chapter. Maybe you are sifting through the past in some way. Maybe you are connecting into the past in some way. There are two elements. There's a very much a blending going on. Look at the two energies of this card. Both Temperance. I want you to just take in that message of whatever that means for you, just by looking at the visuals, okay? See, she's got 2 cups. And so too does the star. Look. She's blending energies, guided by the wisdom of the stars. She's sitting there in the water, naked, so vulnerable, blending emotions, the past and the here and now, the future maybe. You've really come out of a time of deep introspection with, there's 3 major arcana straight off the board. This is a big week for you, my love. You've come out of a big week. You are heading into a big week. Does it, I mean, it doesn't feel hectic, but it is deep. It is deep. I'm not doubting that. Represented by Virgo is the Hermit. You've come out of this energy, really, that lonesome introspection. And sure, in ISO, we really go in, don't we? We've had time to really go in and reflect on our journey to date, who we are, who we've been, what we hope for ourselves, how we feel supported. You've really gone in, and maybe it was the first time, because when we're in this eat, sleep, repeat pattern, you know, maybe we keep ourselves so busy too. You've gone in to gain some wisdom on something, and you're now blending, collaborating. Like, I feel like you're coming out of a time of sudden, like, it's not quick energy, okay? There's recognition here. Recognition of how good things have been, were, can be, is what I want to say, Scorpio. There's recognition now of something key, because the 6 of Wands, you know, what crowns you is there's recognition. It's being seen for who you are, or seeing someone for who they are, seeing the truth of something. This is not just a sudden realization. It doesn't feel hectic. It's like just that soft awareness and clarity that comes with deep wisdom, that we recognize in ourselves about the truth of us, our journey, who we are, what we're seeking in life, what needs to be blended. We don't have to keep them separate, is what I want to say. Maybe that's 2 parts of you. Because what is your wish? This is something that you need to maybe, okay, so the Page of Swords is also a watching card. What have you seen that is your wish fulfillment, and you're perhaps holding yourself back for fear of not being recognized, because you've chosen to take some time out, okay, or needing to pull yourself away from a situation and walk away perhaps, but still watching. So that's a different storyline, okay? Just, I wanted to, and it might be relevant to the original storyline. Underneath all this, what is your wish fulfillment? Maybe this is times gone. Maybe this is times you are hoping to create. And if it is, I do see that there's an inherent fear that's holding you back, which has nothing to do with the energy that you're currently experiencing. You're really going soul deep. You're really going spiritual, etherical. You're really connecting into the other ethers, yeah? And then you come into your human form and you're like, holding yourself back, is what I feel from this card. What's at play here is the devil energy. Now, that can be looked at very practically as our mainstream responsibilities, our ego desires, what the ego tells us despite what the soul knows. I feel that's relevant. What you know on a spiritual or a soul level is not necessarily what's going to be acted out on the physical or come out of your physical mouth. And that's fine. And that's completely, I just felt like I had to say that, but that's completely fine. But I do feel like a chapter has to close here, a part of yourself perhaps that stops you at that point in the timeline where you don't allow those 2 to blend, because that's the encouragement this week. There are 2 parts of you perhaps that need to blend. One part you keep separate, the wise part of you, the spiritual part of you that you're not quite sure what you want recognized, and then there's this human part of you, okay? And that doesn't have to be you are like the devil. But, you know, who we are, and I can completely relate to this. I can, you know, being someone that's always been quite intuitive and sensitive, and I never necessarily talked to people and told them, like when I had a mainstream career for 15 years, and I didn't necessarily told people that I could, you know, I was intuitive and I did cards and I knew how to heal or whatnot. So there was 2 parts of me, definitely. And this is what I'm feeling here. As a metaphor, it could be 2 versions of you, like who you used to be to who you are there's an 8-year story you're going across, traveling down. But at any rate, I feel like there's fears here, and you feel like you have to play a certain role, play a certain character, okay? But I love this deck, you know why? Because even the darkest cards, and there's nothing wrong with the devil. This is our, you know, what it's like in connection. There's all different kinds of connection. This is entertaining or satisfying the physical desires. This is a deep bond too. Okay, when the devil card shows up, it is a deep bond. And it depends on the cards around it that influence it. Okay, a deep bond that spans worlds, this world and the ethers. This might be a very spiritual connection. But when the devil card shows up, we are bound to something. Okay, we are definitely bound to something, and it is time for you to step out into the world, to open up to a whole new world, to let go of an old world. It is about embracing this King of Wands energy, because spiritually, or maybe even some sort of spiritual advisor, guidance, yeah, has gifted you with some information. Maybe an individual that you are connected to is this sort of energy. You're feeling very bound to, drawn to. What I do want to say, this Hierophant energy is a higher connection. I keep hearing like soul contract, soul, you know. When I see this and this, Holy Goats, this is a connection that can be met on the physical as a deep karmic bond. And karmic doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's a spiritual thing too. This is actually quite a special connection. My encouragement then is for you, Aquarius, to embrace... Oh, did I just say Aquarius? Who am I reading for? Scorpio, I'm so sorry. Maybe you are connecting to an Aquarius. There is the star here. Oh. Scorpio, my dear, there is an opportunity here for you to embrace this King of Wands energy, okay? The King of Wands is divine fire and creativity and passion. He is confidence plus. Male or female, you know what you want and you will go and get it. Do not hold yourself back, because I see this as conflicting energy here, Scorps. Okay? There's a fear here. You want to go forward. You perhaps don't want to appear like this. You want to appear like... Because this is in your hopes and fears. You're fearing it might be this kind of a connection. You don't want to come across as that. Because you know it's this. You know it's a spiritual connection. A spiritual... This is a connection. But you are watching from afar. You've pushed away, and you've been in isolation from. And you're coming into a time now where you're wanting recognition, you're recognizing something of value here. You're wanting to blend two worlds, two people, two ideas, an old you versus a new you, two elements of yourself. Because this... When I keep saying connection, sure, it definitely looks like a connection that you are wanting to bring in. It's time to let go of an old one, start a whole new one. It's time to activate this new connection, but it just starts, and first and foremost, always starts within. And I see this energy alchemizing within you. I want to see more cards, Scorpio. This is like, tell me what episode 2 says. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. This is a past life contract. Children may be involved with the 6 of Cups. The Emperor, so that, you know, whether you are male or female, it's about taking control here and navigating how your kingdom looks on here on forward. The Emperor can be female, and can be embodied by a female. This is, that individual is not told what to do. because they navigate their own life, you know. They've been on their own for a while and they know what they want, they know who they are. The Three of Wands is seeing an opportunity and wanting to manifest and seeing manifestation come in. If you act, I honestly think that there will be some sort of manifestation, but it is time to let go of old emotions, Scorpio. And your perceived burdens, okay? Whatever you think your burdens are, they are perceived burdens. Because I see here that you are quite committed, or another individual is quite committed to being securely on their own. Perhaps out of fear, perhaps out of past betrayals to do with marriage or connection, you know, commitment. I feel that is relevant for a Scorpio out there to tell you that story. The next 9 days are relevant. The next 6 weeks are relevant. This might even go back in the timeline. This is the only hectic card in your spread. I just want to clarify the Eight of Swords and how to best address that. Stop the conflict. Look at the opportunity for what it is. It's about getting out of ego, because it was right next to the devil, okay? So getting out of ego, whatever that means. Ego can be brilliant for many things, but it's also unnecessary, and it's time to step into other realms of ourselves. That's why we are multidimensional, yeah? Just to step out of this Eight of Swords energy, which is truly going to get you to step forward, Scorpio. It's about dropping the conflict, the need for conflict, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, they're staying in your head, you know, fighting this thing is what you're doing, because there's genuine opportunity here. Equal yoking. I keep hearing that today. Equal, strong relationship readings today for the zodiacs that I'm doing. There's a pathway, and you know it. There's two ways to go about this. Do they all lead to the same? Yeah. This is a singlehood, couplehood. Not taking a risk, taking a risk. And you know that even if you travel down that way, you will still be thinking, I should have done that. I still don't know what that answer would have been. That's what I keep hearing. There's a journey up ahead. And there's a successful blending and an enjoyment of the two elements of you. So if there is a part of you that's like this, there's a part of you that's like this, you know? There's a successful blending. You will get your wish. This is spiritual healing. Spiritual healing. The angels are with you, my dear. Look out for the signs. Look out for the feathers. Follow your heart. You know, we're all transmuting. We're all, in many ways, all of the zodiacs are getting ready for that next level of themselves, that next level of their life. It is, you end the reading with the world. It's a whole new world. Okay? Perhaps one that you've never truly experienced before. It might exceed every single wish that you could potentially have. Thought that might be relevant. Okay, Scorpio. A whole new world. Enjoy. I'll see you next week.